Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David King.
I'm Fred Cilbrith.
Welcome to another edition of Keeping It Real. I want to start off by saying thank you, as always, to all you that watch our show. Each and every week. We really do appreciate it. I also, want to send my condolences for what is actually the topic of today's show to all those in South Carolina that was hit by the hurricane that happened. My condolences and my heart goes out to all those who've lost their family members and their homes. I hope everything gets better soon for you guys, and sorry that had happened to you guys. But also with that said, it is that time of year.
Yeah.
And it's hurricane season, obviously.
Yep.
And even here, in Connecticut, this time of year we've had hurricanes.
Yep.
It's not too long ago when we had Hurricane Sandy hit us.
Yeah.
These are natural disasters. These are not people losing their homes and out of stupidity. These are natural disasters. And the thing about natural disasters is you don't know when they're going to strike a lot of times. But even when you do know, you never know how hard it's going to hit you. I mean, I know for me, rather for us, that's winter or rather, it's around this time of year. I'm always concerned about how the weather is going to be, and are we going to have bad rainstorms that, you could have a rainstorm that turns into a hurricane. I mean, I'm always worried about, how the weather is going to be every time around this time of year, because you got hot mixing with cold. I mean, it's hard to tell.
It's also natural disasters, but it's also Mother Nature.
I mean, Mother Nature is Mother Nature. Yeah. I mean, nobody can control Mother Nature, except for God himself, but sometimes she has a mind of her own. But
literally, folks.
Yeah, but I mean, for Freddie, for you, I know for me, natural disasters to me always kind of make me a little nervous. Because, like I just said, you see a lot of people losing their home, and I've been grateful not to have that issue, but it's always that possibility. How do you feel like when a storm's coming? Like, do you worry, or do you like? It's all right?
I mean, I somewhat worry about it, but not really. Because you never know what's going to happen until it hits.
You a brave dude.
I mean, as it wasn't too long ago, beyond hurricanes, we had a blackout in Milford. The whole street was blacked out for blocks, and it was like we didn't have power for 4 days. When Hurricane Sandy hit, our street, bottom of the street was flooded, where Walnut Beach was and everything. So that was flooded, completely flooded. So it was like, as long as it doesn't affect, if it affects me, but as long as it doesn't come up to where I'm at, I'm good.
I remember, one year it was we had bad weather. They had to cancel Halloween.
Really?
We canceled Halloween. The problem is, that was during Hurricane Sandy, to be correct. They canceled Halloween.
Wow.
Now, how do you really cancel a holiday and they kind of reschedule the holiday? But that just goes to show you, how much of an impact it can really have. I remember when we had a hurricane here, where I lived, there was no power, like you said, 4 days. And then you go down the Fairfield line, there was power cables all over the ground and trees and telephone poles. It was very devastating.
Hurricane Irene.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Because it was technically a hurricane, then it turned into a tropical storm. People's houses literally moved on the beaches, and they got pulled out from under them. They got destroyed.
It's a bad hurricane when you live in a brick apartment building and that shakes.
Yeah.
That's devastating. But going back to what's going on in South Carolina, all that water, and how steep those floods are. That is unbelievable. I mean, they're still talking about there could be some evacuations, and even though right now the rain has moved off to the coast of the ocean over there, towards that direction, but it's still very bad, and it's still going to take a lot of time to, they have to boil their drinking water because it's been their regular drinking water has been contaminated because of the flood and the dirty water and everything. And like I said, it's very devastating over there right now.
I mean, let's not forget Hurricane Katrina that happened a couple of years back.
Who can ever forget that?
That was mind blowing.
I don't think in the history of the United States we'll ever forget. That's one of those weathers that you'll never forget that will be talked about for now and for years to come.
Right.
But it's the weather patterns are crazy this time of year because folks, we have summer out and fall going into winter coming in, so you have a mixture of hot air with cold air. You have, for example, you have your mornings are cold.
Yeah.
You have your afternoons that feel like summer again, but then you have your nighttime that feels like winter's coming.
Yeah.
We all was in science class. We all know when you mix hot air with cold air, it makes a chemical reaction. I mean,
and it ain't particularly good.
Exactly. I mean, hurricanes is one thing, and then other states, they get tornadoes.
Yeah, the Midwest.
Tornadoes this time of year they worry about. We from the north to the south, we mostly worry about hurricanes this time of year, and like you said, Midwest worried about tornadoes and F5s running through where they live, like Kansas and
I mean, they could happen anywhere.
Of course. I mean, with the weather changing so much at this day and age, you don't know what you can get. We can get a tornado right now while we're doing the show, folks. We're going to be up in the air just like, we're here keeping it real up in the air. But,
we're getting blown away by a tornado, folks.
But that's where it's coming, where the weather is changing and everything. It's like they always say, we're living in the last days. Well, you can tell by the way the weather's going that it truly is like becoming weirder and weirder. I'm not a big Bible nut, but it does say in the Bible that, the last days that the weather will start to play a big role. And you're seeing more and more of that.
Right.
I mean, for me, I just try to always watch the weather before I go out. I try to be prepared, and even if they say sunny, I may still carry an umbrella because, you never know if it's going to rain or not. For example, we can go out right now and it could be sunny, and then 5 minutes later it could be raining.
Right. Not yesterday, but a couple days ago, I came home from work, doing a work evaluation at the mall. It was pouring rain. And I came in soaked. My entire shirt was soaked. My pants were soaked. It was bad.
I believe it. I mean, and it's got to be more devastating. It's more devastating too. Like when, like you said, no power. And for those down south right now and suffering from this hurricane, it's tough because you also don't have food supply.
Then your food goes bad.
You
can't eat for days. And if you don't have canned food, you're basically
that's what I said. You have limited food supply. Duck. And let's not forget, we always talk about us, but we forget about, about animals, You have hurricanes like that, dogs,
Right.
And cats, I mean, those creatures who get affected by the hurricane as well. I mean, I'm just lucky that, where I live, we don't really have animals running around like that. But I mean, when you got a flood water coming in your house like it's the Titanic, and like they said on Titanic, and it goes back and back and back. In this case, it's coming up and up and up,
and it doesn't stop.
It's devastating. And then when it's all over, when it's all said and done, it's how do I clean up this mess and how do I begin again?
Yeah.
For me, two things come from that. It's sad, but I think that's what makes America one of the best countries in the world, because we have that ability to go through tragedy and we have the ability to come back strong from it. I mean, like you said, look what happened in New Orleans and Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
It was
They're still cleaning up stuff down there.
Well, yeah, they're still cleaning up stuff down there, but it was so devastating. But look what came out of that. It brought the city together, and it brought them, believe it or not, in a way, NFL Super Bowl Lombardi Trophy, because that year the Saints would go on to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, that just goes to tell you right there how through every bad, there's more good. There's every dark cloud, there's a silver lining kind of thing.
Right.
And that's how I try to look at it, not just during bad storms, but with everything, including everyday life. I personally is like this. Now that we're in this time of year and we're in the hurricane season, I try to just focus on the weather every day. Every day. You know, I try to, like I said, know what I'm going to wear, know what to do. And, you know, pay attention. If they tell you to evacuate, don't try to be the hero and be like, oh, I can stick this one out.
You might be stuck for a couple days, or you will be stuck for a couple days if you try to.
The best you can get. If your house don't get washed away or blown away, not that I'm saying that's a good thing, but, you know, there's people that that they've been killing these natural disasters.
Yeah.
Like I just said at the top of the show, you don't know how hard you're going to get hit from these, weathers. These storms, they're not like to be taken lightly. It's not like, okay, they're going to rain, that's it. Sometimes there's strong rain. Other times it's more than what you expect. And, storms can pick up in the middle of a storm. It can start, for example, you take a tornado. It can start on an F2 and turn into an F5 in the middle of it.
Right.
So by the time it gets to your doorstep, it's an F6.
Beware of the eyes of the storm, because that's the worst part.
Exactly.
As they always say.
But some people don't heed the warning.
Yeah.
And some people just don't have anywhere to go. I mean, but that's why, there's local numbers that you can call that, like the Red Cross and stuff like that. They can, tell you where you would go for shelter. I know for where I live here in Bridgeport, you have the high schools. We turn the high schools almost into shelters. We even turn our sports arena into a shelter if necessary as well. I mean, I don't know much about Milford, but I know down here in Bridgeport, the safe havens, so the high schools, and we have the sports arena that we also use as safe haven if necessary. I mean,
right.
And I don't know for Milford, what do you guys use, the high school as well?
The high schools, we use the old Parsons complex, which is in downtown Milford. I think it's Foreign High School and Jonathan Law High School. We use both of those.
Well, I asked you because I don't know. I don't live in Milford, but
yeah.
But yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. People gotta heed the warning. When it comes. And that's the best thing we have about technology. A lot of times now we're able to track storms and when they're coming before they come.
Right. So you can prepare before it hits, so that way you're.
That's
covered.
Always the plan. Stock up on canned goods, ramen noodles.
What do you think on the news? They always say, folks, the storm is coming. Go to your local food store and stock up on food. Literally, you'll see people go stock up on food.
Exactly. Don't be like, I got to get the rims first on the car, so I'm going to get those before I get this. But
forget the rims. The rims going to be washed away.
But you got a storm come, but you worried about your PS4. It ain't going to do you no good if you got no power. And I think sometimes storms bring people together. I think it brings families together. For example, I can have a big argument with somebody, but when it's a natural disaster, all that goes out the window because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. It's not, I'm better than you, so I'm going to be saved. Right. No, it's like you feel my pain that I lost a loved one because of the storm, or I feel your pain because you lost your house because of the storm.
Right.
I've never heard one person that laughs. I'm like, you lost your house. I didn't lose mine. I think, first of all, we should come together more besides hurricane season.
Yeah.
But natural disasters do have a way of bringing people together.
Yeah, they do.
And at the end of the day, especially with those kind of things, every moment is precious. You never know what may happen. You may be somewhere safe and something goes flying and hits you in the head. And, that's why you have to cherish your loved ones very much.
Yeah.
I cherish my friends very much, and every day that I get to wake up, get in this chair, and come on and do this and other things that I do, you can't ask for more than that a lot of times in life.
Yeah, my family has been my biggest support in my life. My father, sisters and everything.
Exactly. So, you talk about stocking up for it. So, what is the kind of stuff you usually stock up on?
Doing batteries.
That's
lights.
No, that's a good one.
Because if the power goes out,
you need flashlights.
You need flashlights. Canned goods. Ramen noodles. Not even being funny. Because if the food goes bad, what are you going to eat?
That's not a bad thing. The same thing for me. I'm flashlights, tap lights.
Jugs of water. Because let's say the water line gets cut or something. The power go out, the water doesn't work.
Exactly. For me, also, I stock up on water, gallons of water. I live in an apartment complex. We have backup generators. So that does help, at least for elevator purposes. For those like myself that live in housing and convalescing homes and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's a big deal because obviously if you use a power wheelchair and a disability consents,
Right.
you can't charge that with no power.
Right.
So
Also, candles.
right.
In case the power goes out again, and you really need a light to light.
And it's
something.
and it's like if you are elderly or disabled, when a storm's coming, try to be with somebody who's able-bodied to help you out because it's always good to. I mean, I'm not saying nobody can't have independent, and nobody cares about being more independent than I do, But let's be realistic. When there's bad weather like a hurricane, you need somebody that can run. If you cannot run, then you are basically vulnerable to the storm.
Yeah.
If there is, go to the store. If you ain't got able legs, ain't no power wheelchair working in no water like that. You're gonna be sitting there drowning with the fishes.
Right.
So it's always good to try to contact a next door neighbor or have a friend over. I mean, for me, my neighbors are very good with looking out for me, which is very good, and I have a lot of friends and that make sure I'm okay and stuff. Like you said, you have your family, and that's a big support.
I checked up on you the last time that we had Hurricane Sandy, and
yeah, I got through it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can be stubborn just like everybody else sometimes, but sometimes it's like you gotta look past our pride, especially when you got bad weather conditions.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody any less of a woman or less of a man, that if you need help. Don't be afraid, to ask for help. That's what help is for. And now there's something wrong if you're asking for it every day.
Yeah.
But all these natural weathers coming up and just everything usually happens at once, and sometimes it can be overwhelming.
Right.
But you gotta stay positive. I know it sounds kind of cliche these days, but
yeah,
you gotta stay positive.
You don't keep a positive mindset. You could start thinking negative, and then negative stuff's gonna happen eventually.
Well, negative feeds more negative. I mean, okay. If a storm's coming and I'm panicking, how does that help you who's scared?
That don't help.
And that just makes it worse, doesn't it? And we got to think about the young civilians who basically, they don't even know what this is. For them, it's just something's going on. So if you're panicking, running around like a chicken with his head cut off, you're not helping those who basically need you more.
Yeah.
I know it's tough to be strong when there's a natural disaster or when something drastic going on. It's tough to be like, I'm gonna be able to be strong. Sometimes it can be tough, but when you sometimes you got to think about others and not just yourself.
Right.
Like I said, a hurricane. That's the only time it seems to happen during hurricane season is when people want to look out for each other. Like I said, we have to do more looking out for each other. Besides hurricane season, why do we have to wait till October to come together, or why do we have to wait to Christmas?
I don't
or
know.
Thanksgiving to come together.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why is it we come around holidays but not when somebody actually, needs us to be there or something?
Exactly. So you always got to put that in that perspective in general.
Right.
Not to mention, like you said, batteries. Stuff like that, water, and other things like toilet paper and all that other kind of stuff. There may not be no stores, for a day
because the food might go bad in the stores.
Yeah,
because there's no electricity in the stores.
So you have any plans just in case we should have a hurricane? You have any?
I mean, like I said, stock up on flashlights, stock up on water, stock up on ramen, stock up on perishable foods, because then you're set. So when the storm hits, but folks, if they tell you to evacuate, please evacuate.
Well, yeah, because we don't want that. We don't want a big death toll.
Yeah,
we want everybody to be safe and be alive. For me, I'm already prepared. Just seeing that made me already like, if that happened down there, like you just said, that could happen anywhere.
Right.
So, I'm already got flashlights and candles and tap lights and all that other stuff.
Right.
So I'm already ready just in case we should get hit with a storm. But, we also would like to remind you that you can watch this episode as well as others and future episodes by going to our email address that you see in the bottom of your screen there. We also have a Facebook page at Keeping It Real TV that you can also give us your info, and a Twitter as well, and
our
a
YouTube
Keeping
account.
It Real YouTube account right there, and you can give us your feedbacks and watch past shows, present shows, and new shows to come.
Also, David has his own music on SoundCloud. You can type in Hot Wheels. Hot needs to be all caps. I also have one poem up on SoundCloud called Warrior's Way. You can see that by typing in Phantom Poet on SoundCloud, and it would be great if you guys could go and listen to that and give us our give us your
feedback and comments on all the stuff that we're doing and future stuff that we will be doing and sharing with you guys. But we're coming close to the end of our show here tonight. Freddie, any last words you want to say?
I mean, just stay safe and stock up and do what everybody tells you to do, because you never know when it can happen. You never know when a hurricane could hit Connecticut again or in the near future.
I just want to say, once again, my heart goes out to all those in South Carolina that had to go through that hurricane. We wish you guys the very best in your recovery, and we hope for you guys to get back on your feet soon. Like Freddie said here, always be prepared because a storm can happen at any time. You never know when it's going to hit. Please heed the warnings. When the weather reports and the news give you the warnings, they're not to be played with. They are to be taken seriously. But with that said, our night's pretty much come to a close. So I'm David King.
I'm Fred Cilbrith.
Thank you for watching. Have a good night.